Welcome back to Frostpunk, the Fall of Winterhome. This should be the final episode, as far as I know. So, yeah. Let's see how we can go about doing this. If I had known that I had that few engineers left, I would just have said that I would send all of them, because I'm going to be left with, 2? 3? Not many. The only thing we need a lot of now is steel. I'm not sure if we can actually complete the final deck. I don't think we have enough steel. I think I was too slow in not noticing that I hadn't upgraded the advanced steelworks. But we can pass another law. Now we could of course pass this law, which would eliminate hope, but we don't want to kill off heretics. Yeah, no, not gonna do that. Let's see. Any laws at all we need. Extended shift would actually be nice.
Hear me! New law in the city.
Generator core damaged. Sir, we had to shut down the generator due to the stress rising again. It was a close call this time, and the core seems to be severely damaged. The news has caused panic among our people, but we have managed to restore order, at least for now. Our engineers will find a way to patch up the core, but even though the repair station was fully staffed, it will take time. So, we are there again. Let's do an emergency repair. I will probably only do 2 of them to conserve the steel. As soon as possible, we will go back on emergency shifts on these. Do a sermon. Another emergency repair. That should be fine. Currently have 61 vacant beds, so I can tear down 6 buildings, but I'm going to wait and see how this will affect the heat zones, if at all. Can do though is clean up the roads here. That's not worth gathering. The evacuation transport has reached the generator. Let's do one final one. I think we'll just keep the transport here until we can fill up with... Okay, the generator repairs are complete. You can turn it on safely, but it seems this is the end of the line for us. The damage is so severe that the next malfunction will be impossible to fix. The generator will shut down, start accumulating stress, and finally explode. To make matters worse, performance has been catastrophically reduced. All our heat zones will be colder by 1 level and smaller by a further 10%. We have to evacuate. The next malfunction will be impossible to fix. Heating level further reduced by 1, minus 2 levels total. Heat zone range reduced by a further 10%, minus 30% total. Let's pause the game there and turn it up to... Okay, so it covers this. think steam level 2 is sufficient. Let's get it up to steam level 2 before we do anything. There, now let's see. Okay, so this cookhouse needs the heater to be turned on. So does that one. And the public house, well, the public house is fine. We can tear down these bunkhouses. Now it's also time to tear down this advanced coal mine. We have enough for 12 days, so we have plenty of coal. That also means we can just do this. Send this off. Engineers first. You sent 25 engineers to the Dreadnought. Hope rises. That leaves us with 91 vacant beds. Which means that we can happily just tear down everything out here. Can pass another law. Go ahead and sign the Moonshine Law.
Hear me. New law in the city.
Can build a new road going like that, that.
Today's labor is done. Thank the Lord.
This house needs to be torn down. Are all these houses covered? Yes. Time to clean up roads again. Can I move that shrine? No. Just leave it where it is. Don't think we need these. All we need is a little road going like that. Actually, even though it's full, we can just tear down this. Don't need it. This looks so pitiful. There's nothing left of the city. We have room for 75 more people. Emergency shift. A tip from a believer, we get some supplies. It's quite useful actually. Getting colder, upgrade to steam level 3. There is no reason not to keep buildings at comfortable temperature anymore. We have so much coal anyway, so... Don't need that one. How many? We have 41 vacant beds. So I can just tear down these houses. Evacuation transport has reached the dreadnought. That means we can send the final people, I guess. Off you go. Now we can clean up the roads out here as well. I'm curious if we are going to be able to do this. I need quite a bit more steel. Emergency shift. We're also very close to the critical moment. The generator is failing. Sir, the engineers, who are no longer present, monitoring the generator have warned that its ultimate failure is imminent. The damage to its critical systems is so widespread that when we patch a pressure leak in one place, two spring up elsewhere. There is nothing more we can do. We can tear down these, we don't need them anymore. We have 13 days left of food rations. The only things we need in here is wood and steel. Other than that, we can tear them down for the resources. Can tear this one down. Can tear this one down. Can tear this one down. Can pass a new law. But to be honest, there is no law we need to pass. We might be able to make it. Yeah, we need to go to steam level 4.
Work shift begins. May the Lord save all workers from harm.
We might be able to make it. Those fighting pits. It's just wood. We can tear down 3 houses as well. One, 2, 3. Clear up some more roads. Actually, is this steel? Yes, it is. Change this one to steel. How about these ones? Snow pit. Yeah, I think we're gonna make it, impressively enough. I'm gonna do something bizarre here. I'm gonna build that, and I'm gonna do that. The evacuation transport has reached the dreadnought. As the Steadfast resolve, as the dreadnought fills up with the evacuees, the people who remain in the city come to talk to you. We can see where things are headed. There are no cabins waiting for us. Now that almost everyone is on board, let us choose how we spend our final days. Some want to leave Winterhome and try their luck in Frostland. Others plan to stay in the city and face their end with dignity. Just a couple more days. The dreadnought needs supplies. What? No riots? Nothing? Do I need a cookhouse to allow people to eat? Since they're going hungry, I mean. Let's get rid of this road. Looked so ugly. Yeah, that seemed to help. Some of them are probably at the public house. And here we go. The end has come. Sir, we must leave. The generator has broken down permanently. In a matter of hours, the stress will become critical and it will blow up. If there is something or someone you want to send to the Dreadnought, do it now. This is the end of Winterhome. People have gathered in the streets to get a last look at the heart of our city, the generator which was meant to be our salvation. But in the end, it was our downfall. We have to run. Hope falls greatly. Final hours. The generator is permanently broken. It will explode in about 48 hours. This is the last moment to send the Dreadnought. Let's do something about the hope. Actually, emergency shift.
Work shift begins. May the Lord save all workers from harm.
1 day, 17 hours left. About a month. Final hours. A flight to nowhere. Sir, a mob of desperate people have looted 342 food rations, 213 wood and 168 steel from the stores. They are going to leave the city. We have to get out of here, they shout. The Dreadnought's full and the generator will kill us sooner or later. Our only chance is to flee to Freshwater Springs and try to survive there. Use lethal force to stop them. There is no way that I'm going to let them leave the city in these final hours that when we so desperately need the steel. We are so close. Calculation here. Yeah, I think that is enough. We need to fill it up completely. Just need to pause the game quickly. Let's see here. I almost need to fill it up completely. What's going on out here? Working day and night. A break? No. There is no time for a break. Public penance, do everything we can to keep them working.
Today's labor is done. Thank the Lord.
The heating is off. Emergency shift. Almost there. And I don't think we triggered the event for the that I was looking for and hoping that we would be able to trigger either, but that's fine. Should have triggered on day 25 or something. Is that it? Yeah, that is it. Send a new transport. We're going to be able to do this within hours. Final hours. Death will not do us part. Sir, an elderly couple has been found dead in their bed. They took poison together. We found this note by their bodies. We know what the future holds for us, whether it's here or in the Dreadnought. We refuse to be separated by death, so now we are united in it. Hope falls. Get some supplies from a tip from a believer. Intense enough.
Work is over for today. There's time for harvest and time for sleep.
Generator stress level critical. This is gonna be like half an hour left. And there we go. The evacuation transport has reached the Dreadnought. 33 minutes left on the generator. So take a good look. This is what is left of Winterhome. Evacuation complete. Sir, you did everything you could. All the decks of the Dreadnought are converted to cabins, filled with people, and there's enough food rations in the hold for a long journey. All that remains is to launch the Dreadnought. So we shall do. The fate of Winterhome, the Exodus. When the orders to leave came, we gathered together. It seemed like almost all of the Winterhome was here. We thought with grief and gratitude of those who were missing. With so many saved, It felt so much more painful to leave those few remaining souls behind. Though our hearts were heavy with the guilt of surviving at the expense of others, we rode the dreadnought into the white void, gathering what was left of our society and leaving our home behind. We did not look back. We knew the fate that awaited Winterhome. The end. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough of the scenario. I will do an endless mode play after this, but I'm not sure I will start that immediately, so there might be a few days from the release of the final episode of Winterhome until I do the endless mode. Reason for this being Total War 3 Kingdoms, the Mandate of Heaven DLC. Thank you so much for joining me and following the series, and I will see you all in another episode in another series. Bye.